Live from Boomerang Comics in Lewisville, Texas, this is the Untitled Super Cool Nerd Show! I am Jason the X. Over there at the end of the table, that is you, the guy that was running late but made it on time, Chris Danger.
Dude, I always make it on time.
Man, I was going to badmouth you severely on air until you got here, and you wouldn't have known what I said until the show got uploaded.
You would have just sucked as a person, and trust me, people tell me things that you say about me all the
horrible
time.
Things I would have said about you.
You're just mean. Mean man.
Hold on, there's somebody between us here. Hey!
Oh, it's that guy.
No, let me welcome to the show my good buddy Sean. He has decided to join us to talk about nerd stuff and geekatry and all those things. So, yeah, welcome to the show, Sean.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Sean.
Oh, wait
Clap
a second.
clap for
wait
Sean.
Wait a second.
What did you do?
Well,
I thought he did something bad.
He's, dude.
It's like, oh, we're not actually being viewed, guys.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
so yeah, we are on our comic book shop tour, and yeah, we did end up here at Boomerang Comics in Lewisville, Texas. Big thanks to them for hosting us. It's a really awesome store. It was kind of hard to set up because I'm like looking at crap that I can buy.
Dude, this place is
yeah, he was distracted the whole time.
pretty darn awesome,
yeah, Chris,
man.
and Marvel Legends Mystique is right over there, and it's $20.
Now, if you go over there and buy, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal.
What?
I'll buy that for you, but you got to buy me both. You got to buy me the Last Night on Earth. You got to buy me.
The what?
You got to buy me Last Night on Earth. You got to buy me Timber Peak and the Growing Hunger expansions
The
for
who,
it.
the what?
Right over there behind the cameraman.
What the hell are you talking
We're
about?
talking about
Chris
board
has
games.
just been like reading games.
I'm
off
a
the wall.
board game fan.
Does
Of
that
course, there's
somehow
Ticket to Ride
equal out
behind
to
him.
The $20 that figure's going to cost.
Oh, hang on a second. You know, and I've got a wall right
Chris,
here.
have you played this game up here, Kittens in a Blender?
Not yet. Is it any good?
I got that game. It's pretty fun.
You're not supposed to play kittens.
The point is to blend everybody's kittens, and so you try and get all your cats safe and not blended.
You know what? I like you already.
So
It's like
that.
it's like a horror episode of Will It Blend?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I love they got a whole wall of flux here, including one that you don't see much of.
Again with the flux.
Stoner Flux.
Put that down.
Oh, come on. I'm showing product.
In order to play that game and enjoy it, you'd have to remember the rules. So
Should you
kinda be an issue
should you
there.
have said over here? Oh, well, there's games over here too.
I would have said, oh, boy, Battlestar Galactica, the board game.
so
Okay, so we're here to talk about web series today.
Yes, we're talking
Oh,
about
that's
our web
right.
series.
Yeah.
The Untitled Super Cool Nerd
So
Show
okay,
is a web
first
series.
off, what is the difference between a mainstream web series and an indie web series?
Well, see, we were having this argument today. We're chatting back and forth, and I don't think we really came to an answer. Did
correct
we?
answer: fan base. So
That a true?
when you have things like Felicia Day doing a web series, then that has a built-in fan base, then it's mainstream.
Well, how big
Websites
of-
will cover it without you having to beg for it.
But then again, you have somebody like Glozell eating cinnamon, and somehow she gets millions of people watching.
I
her.
mean that's a viral. That's
That's
something that went
viral.
viral. So.
No, she makes other videos though. If you
Was she
didn't know,
famous before the cinnamon deal? I don't know anything about her, but
I didn't know.
I've seen that on Tosh.0.
Yeah, I only watched the cinema. I didn't even see it on Tosh.0. I just watched it because it was hilarious.
Oh.
But
So.
okay, you've got people that do get tons of hits on YouTube channels, but are they mainstream?
Well, that's where you get into you delve into that. Now, for example, if you are some guys like we know some folks that we're friends with,
Okay.
who ironically we've all shown up on one in particular web series based here in Dallas.
I think we were all in the same
Stella B.
episode too. Yeah, that one. Anyway,
No, well, yeah, that one too. We've been a lot.
but they are definitely indie. Okay?
They're
They
indie, yeah.
Yes, it's no doubt they are indie. But let's take somebody like Red versus Blue.
That's just.
But where did they start? They started with a freaking Halo game and some microphones like we got.
machinima basically is what it is.
I
And
still
you could
consider
call it that. Yeah.
I still consider Red versus Blue a web series, but is it mainstream?
Yeah.
When you get to how many hits do they have on YouTube now?
Couple 100 million.
Where did I see their DVDs at the other day? Walmart or something?
They sell DVDs.
They do.
sell product.
That's mainstream.
That's pretty
Once
mainstream.
you become a YouTube partner,
Okay, so
that's the tip of mainstream.
This guy right here.
I would argue that.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you could also get into the discussion of what is considered mainstream. It's like, you could be, like there's your views, and you get 12 million views, and you get 12 million views total, or you've got so many fans, or things like that, or and of course, now this is where it gets into the mainstream and the indie thing. It's like, okay, well, who's backing you? Are you basically doing a Kickstarter to back your series, or are you dealing with a large studio, or are you building in sponsorship to deal with that?
I think that the only issue, I don't think whether you're a mainstream web series or not matters as much as your content being good. But I think that where mainstream matters the most is when you have these award shows like the Webbies, when they're they're clearly giving celebrities in quote mainstream shows the benefit just because they want them to come to their award show and then give them more recognition. So I think that's where people get hurt.
At that point, I would consider the Webbies kind of like the indie awards show.
I would. My thing.
Yeah, but when it's like Felicia Day winning every year, I don't know if that's so much. I mean, that's like big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, and of course, you get into the whole discussion is that she was part of the organization that was running the Webbies as well, which kind of colludes into. And not saying she is intentional. I'm not getting into that. What I'm saying is,
I mean, even if she wasn't,
it's still kind
one
of
the biggest names there. So
yeah,
here we go.
But still,
are we going to start this hipster?
I'll tell you what.
Now?
I'll tell you what.
I remember web series were cool before they were cool, man.
Chris, I want to know if you've heard of this web series because it's one of my favorite, most recent ones.
Which one?
Video Game High School. It's done by Freddie W. He's famous for, I mean, talk about being, internet famous. I mean, he gets so many views, and he'll do things like real life Mario Kart racing.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
they do things, and they did a Kickstarter for a 10-episode web series, Video Game High School. And it was really good. They got some great guest stars. The guy who plays Chuck guest stars as a teacher in one of the episodes.
Oh, what's his name? Geez, now I just forgot his name.
Chuck.
Chuck
is there.
Some random guy named.
Oh, Zach Levy.
Yes.
Yeah, Zach Levy.
And there's a couple other people that pop up just because they have good connections. But that show was awesome.
Well, yeah, and of course that's something that he already probably. Of course, that's one of those. If it's just independent, he went out and kickstarted it himself. He's not getting some sort of studio funding behind it. Then you could call it indie. I mean,
they're special effects gurus.
Well, yeah. So if
probably my favorite example of a web series that has gone indie to mainstream in a short amount of time is Epic Mealtime.
Yes. Well, yeah, Epic Mealtime really is more. Would you call that more viral, anyways? Because
I would say it's a web series because they put out an episode every week.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
In Canada, he bought a video camera and he's like, "Hey," and I know this from he did an interview on the Nerdist not too long ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so he bought a video camera and he came up with 5 or 6 shows. And he's like, we'll just keep doing them until we get enough hits on the first episode to justify a second.
Stop
and they
hitting
just
the table.
kept going. I'm sorry. Point by point by
you
point.
You
too. And they just kept doing that. And then now you've got Epic Mealtime shirts and Hot Topic and Epic Meal. And, they were doing a show.
Is Hot Topic
that's where
you become famous.
T-shirts in a mall.
When you have stuff in Hot Topic. I think when I have T-shirts in Hot Topic, I'll just.
They also had a pilot. They also had a pilot in development at the now defunct G4, but they were going to do a half-hour episode of a television show. Yeah, they put. So when you start to get that corporate backing.
Yeah, and it's when you get.
Is that going to be at corporate backing? I mean, because it's not fair. I mean, we talk indie, but if they were started indie and somehow got big. Like Red vs. Blue, like anything, The Guild, all this stuff that was done on the internet wasn't that famous before.
Written by a kid, that was an excellent.
I think.
Well, that's Geek and Sundry.
Yeah,
that falls under Felicia Day's umbrella. Yeah.
That when you're doing something for free, it's indie, and once you start getting paid, then maybe it's not so much indie anymore.
That's where the fine line. That's the
you've
hipster
sold
fine
out.
line.
Once you stop having to give up your whole Sunday to work for free.
I would like to say that the Untitled Super Cool Nerd Show is definitely indie.
We are indie. We are hipster.
Paid a damn thing.
I got paid a sandwich to be here. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And how much did this come out of my pocket?
I got a headset.
What did I get?
It came out of the producer's
pocket. Does that say pizza or ham?
That is a traditional sub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you couldn't decide.
And if you had been here on time, you could have eaten it.
I didn't know pork, but I'll give it. I'll take it.
It's roast beef.
It's roast beef. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
No, so anyways, now I got into this discussion, the same discussion. It's like, now you kind of delve into stuff like, okay, well, and I'm going to throw some YouTubers out there that you may have heard of, you may have not. Let's say, I don't know, our favorite YouTuber we talk about, not Justine. Well, she's just all industry.
Jenna Marbles.
Jenna Marbles. Shay Carl.
I just
Shay
saw
Carl
her,
Maker Studios.
Here we go. It's Shay.
Shay Carl Maker Studios.
How
Yeah.
do I always? How do you
We always
find
get
a
into
way-
a Shay Carl discussion
How do you
here.
always find a way to
He's a
mention?
Well, I don't know, because
Shay
I actually
Carl
like the
on
guy.
show.
I actually like the guy. He's pretty cool. He's got a family. He's basically the guy started doing videos with him
Add it
jumping
to
off
the
the roof,
drinking
doing
game.
stupid things, and
Add
then
it to the drinking game. When he says Shay Carl, you got to
do a two shot. Do 2 shots of a
You,
really
you
good.
can't just say Shay Carl. You have to find some way to fit into the conversation. But don't worry, you always do.
I will find a way to work it in, and somebody will take a shot. No, but no, he started out doing these virals where he was jumping off his roof, and of course, then got attention of this is in the early days of YouTube. Got attention of guys like started partnering with guys with Rhett and Link, which you could ask, are those guys indie or are those guys actually making money too? He started building up all these relationships, started doing stuff going to California, started at Maker Studios where they're now rolling in some serious dough. I mean, would you say he's indie because he's doing it for himself, or
here's
he's
that
or
categorization that's just I don't know. It seems like when people, if something does, if it's successful, then you got the hipster crap.
Yeah.
I liked it before everybody else liked it. Well,
I remember when he was 300 pounds and he
If
was
you-
awesome.
Well, if you liked it then, you should like it now. Shut up.
Well, too, it's like you could get into, and I'm just going to pull random.
Fame will not change me once we make it big.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whenever we get big, we'll be the same irrefutable assholes that we are now.
I am already there, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am adorable.
I won't change. I'll
You're an
still
adorable
be.
asshole.
I am an internet darling.
Internet darling pie.
Before we go any further,
Yeah.
can we? I think MC should introduce the contest
Oh, we have a contest?
and let them know what we're doing here. Yeah, we need. Yeah, we're
Okay. Well, we're going to be giving away tickets live on the show to the North Texas Comic Book Show.
And if we don't get them all out,
When is the North Texas Comic Book Show?
When is it, sir?
That will be the November 17th.
I was gonna have to go to my calendar because it's just so full these days.
It's going to be in that DoubleTree.
Oh, right near my work.
Is that in Carrollton?
No, it's
or?
no,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
not. It's no the DoubleTree in Dallas.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
Double Train
Double Train Dallas.
Dallas.
Did you think there was one DoubleTree?
It's like
or
it's
something?
Market Boulevard.
Oh,
somewhere.
Market
Market
Center.
Center.
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Near
okay.
my old work.
So what we're going to do is we're going to ask a question, and then you have to email Jason the X the answer, and whoever gets it on there first wins the tickets. Now, what it is one ticket for you and one plus one, and you show up at the door. We'll have your name, and you can go on in.
Stop emailing me porn.
Except if they're like really hot, curvy girls.
Stop.
He likes that.
Stop emailing me porn.
So okay.
Who's sending that to you?
And where you can find the email address is on our Facebook page. We've got it listed in the
Or I
event
could just
page,
say it
and
right here.
you can go ahead and say it right now.
It is Jason the X at Untitled SCNS.com.
Okay, and make sure to put in the reason line on
All right,
there.
I'm clicking this
Question 1. And our first question will be, in 1941, Wonder Woman joined the Justice Society of America, originally only as their secretary. Who was the next female hero to join the JSA?
I know.
Is that true? Wonder Woman was first a
He-
secretary.
as Sean goes to the Google. You have to. That was the first question.
That is the first question.
All right,
a
then.
little bit later in the broadcast, we'll do 2.
All right, we'll do. It's 15 minutes in. We'll do another.
We'll let it do what we'll
15.
do shortly.
How many tickets are we giving away? 5.
Today we will do 3 questions, or
Let's do just 3 questions.
Yeah.
3 questions. Cool.
How much is this show usually?
Who knows? They're going to be up in the price because they're going to a bigger venue or something. I don't know.
they're free tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
Free
on.
tickets.
These are free.
Free is good.
You plus one of your
No,
friends.
I was just curious. Just
Can-
curious.
Jason's rule number 3. If it's free, it's me. Anyway, back to web series. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Well, Machinima just put out a Mortal Kombat Annihilation series. Was it not Annihilation?
Is it by the same director as the previous web series?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It had Michael Jai White in it.
Yes.
It
And
had
Jerry
Michael-
Ryan.
And Jerry
Jerry
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah.
So probably yes.
Yeah.
Probably yes.
That was
that was amazing.
awesome. It was an awesome series. It was violent. It was Mortal Kombat.
Mm.
It was I mean, I enjoyed the first Mortal Kombat movie, but honestly, every time they put up something new, I was watching it. So, I mean, we were going to talk about this later in the broadcast, but now there was a movie of a comic character I've been waiting for. Got Kickstarted. I put it up.
Oh yeah,
we'll
so I saw
talk
that
about
earlier.
that.
We'll still talk about the news. No intro. No, but when you get into, and of course we're talking about, we were talking about indie versus going, for versus what I sometimes like to call selling out. There's that interesting line. I've talked to some. You mentioned YouTube partners earlier. I've met some YouTube partners that will completely, and God, I hate saying this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making money, but it's like every time you watch your videos, it's some sort of product placement. It's like, oh, here, I'm playing with this new toy.
Oh.
Or, look, I'm drinking this soda pop. Or I'm eating this sandwich.
Yeah, the Quiznos subs right there. They were delicious, by the way.
Yes.
I would
toasty.
like to add that the toys that I have are mine, and I review them. Or whatever.
Exactly. And when we do stuff, now just to let you guys know, kind of, we're going to peel back a little bit behind this. And we do like, joysticking, or we review or Jason reviews the figures or anything. We do it out of our own pocket. We're not getting a dime from anybody.
But
We would like to eventually, yes.
Reluctantly
You're
out
not
of my
putting
own
people
pocket
down,
too.
are you? Okay.
Please, somebody start buying my action figures, please, please.
You're selling the little Jason Adventures action figure
All
now.
I'm saying is, if anybody out there sees a Masterpiece Optimus Prime, Toys R Us exclusive.
How about
I
they
need
just
that.
support us on our Kickstarter so we can up our
Yes.
production quality?
Yes, we're going to be putting out a video soon, begging for money.
We'll be.
I am not
flogging
ashamed to
for
use
money.
the word begging. I need some.
I think we should.
We want gear. We want stuff.
I think we should shoot it like a. I was thinking we should shoot it like one of those commercials you see late at night. Like Sally Struthers-esque. Just really, really hit people at the heartstrings.
Ironically, it takes
Take
a
their
lot-
money.
Ironically, it takes like $6 million for their ad campaign. Why don't they just give that to the starving children?
That's something I've always asked. It's like they always have that older guy with the beard going down there. It's like, well, this is Michaela. She's going to live like this the rest of her life.
Quite
Now, if you get a
frankly.
CCF, boy, then she'll at least have some shoes and go to school.
That's
It's
the
like,
same deal with Susan G. Komen, right? Like 5% of what they
Yeah.
get goes to research, actual
Ooh.
research.
That is true.
95% administrative costs.
95% went to these shoes.
I got some Milano Blahniks. They look good.
Oh man.
That's terrible. I can't believe you went there.
And
Anyways,
they also spent all that litigation on getting people like that For the Cure name.
Oh,
So if you're
yeah.
trying to raise like Sean's drinking water for the cure, then they're like lawsuit.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Wow, man, this is why we like this show. We
Get this
we go
train back on the track.
We like to go off the tracks and around and come back eventually.
Boy, we just went off for like
well,
what,
we do have extra time tonight.
8 minutes.
Yeah, but we
yes, these guys were good enough to host us for a little bit longer.
thank you guys for letting us come up tonight.
That's a big thank you to
Yeah.
Luke over
That
there.
is
He-
Luke
he-
over there.
Yeah.
I'd say Boomerang is definitely
Thank you,
one of my
Boomerang
favorite-
Luke.
And we are flying their banner today, if you didn't notice. So
one of my favorite shops.
I was glad they actually had they had a banner to put up. I was like, sweet, we got a banner stand. Bring it on.
I like it.
Anyway, so back to web series that we like.
Yes.
Okay, epic rap battles of history.
Yeah.
Indie?
Because I continually see those in the top 10 in iTunes as far as like just the tracks.
Good point.
That's
So they
I
do
think
well.
they're mainstream now
I've
by now.
I've never watched a single one because they look terrible.
yeah.
You bite your
But
tongue.
but
Somewhat.
I don't know. I mean, they look painful to watch, so I've avoided them all.
Hey, trust me.
They're hilarious.
Oh,
They're
okay.
all right.
Now,
Oh.
see, now we're gonna start getting into stuff that we like and that I think, like Shay Carl, is crap.
Well, come on. No,
I didn't mean
Now,
Shay
I talk
Carl
about
is-
his. I talk about his.
meant Shay
The only
Carl
thing
is
Chris
shit.
had to back up him being good was like he used to jump off a roof. I've never heard of him, but
Yeah, and he, or of course you could get into the discussion about Charles Trippy. Oh yeah, now he's in Was it We the Kings? There's some some little indie. I don't know what are they. Some little power punk band the kids like.
oh yeah, I listen to them.
See, Sean listens to We the King.
Skylight Avenue.
Yeah, he's their. Apparently, I think he's their
Sean's-
bassist.
Sean's
Now.
my friend, but I'll berate him about some things that he watches as well. So that's right.
I'm just officially
Get
creeped
over it.
out.
So
Okay, the North Texas guys are here. Chris, can
Hey,
you move
well, look who's
over?
here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We got a special treat.
Stop emailing me porn.
You're weird.
Answer the question.
We're actually. Hello, sir.
Chris.
Chris, come on in. Come on in.
hey, good to see you.
Hello, sir. How are you? Here, take my chair.
Oh, no. Or take whose chair are we? Oh, Chris is taking that chair.
Take
okay.
my chair, please.
Chris, go take
They
that
don't
chair.
like me anymore.
Nope, we don't. Because he was late.
You're prettier than Chris, so we want you on camera.
Anyway. So to speak. That was totally a so to speak. Anyway.
Put this on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to put it on your head.
You got it. Even though we can probably hear each other. You know what? I'm going against the grain. I don't need to be here. No, just kidding.
Wow, this is a pretty picture over here, boys.
That's two people that have, instead of answering the questions, have emailed me perverted links. And it's people I know, too. So I know it's you. I have your email. God.
Dude, you just know some. You do some weirdos.
No. Yeah, actually, I do. One of them sitting right next to me and across from me. Anyway. No, Chris, you missed it. We're actually doing a ticket giveaway for some tickets we bought for your show. And what was the question we asked, Chris?
The question that we asked. Well, let's bring that up here.
Oh, you're cheating.
Give that to
I
me.
think the
Damn it.
question was, can I get a big discount if I buy 1,000 tickets? I think that's what it was.
Yes.
Big discount.
Okay. Now the question for the kids: If
Go ahead and repeat it before you ask
In
another.
1941, Wonder Woman joined the JSA originally only as their secretary. Who was the next female hero to join the JSA after her?
Those sexist bastards.
Oh, gosh. You know,
I was going to say,
Sadly, I know the answer to this question.
is it who I think it is?
Hmm?
No, probably not.
I
Okay.
don't know who you think it is.
That's why I wish I had my chat thing. I could send
caught
you a
me
message.
clueless. I mean, I didn't even know that Wonder Woman and Superman, no, Lois Lane and Superman had split up, and Superman is now going after Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm just...
Yeah.
You made the better choice, in my opinion.
They-
See, that's what happens when you have to fight with the SCNS, estates. That's what happens. Your comics get all warped.
Yeah.
I do, man.
Someone's watching
we,
Mallrats.
we have our first
Yeah.
answer. We have our first answer. Give me that sheet. Give me that.
No, that's not the answer.
I'm sorry, that's not the answer sheet. He has the full answer sheet for me right
Give me the
here.
answer sheet.
Number 2?
I want to make sure that I'm right. So, it's,
Okay.
which one is it now?
Number 2.
3, answer 2.
Round 3, answer 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was it? The first person that got the answer to me gets the tickets. Okay. Well,
Well-
congratulations to LBH, who has guessed the correct answer. It is Black Canary.
I was going to say Etta Candy, but
See us at the show, and we will hook you up.
that was the big girl that used to hang out with Wonder Woman back in the day.
That's 1 for it.
Fascinating.
Is that Lex Luthor's old vice president?
Who? What?
From,
Not Etta Candy. No,
That big girl?
no, Etta Candy was a Wonder Woman. Has been in Wonder Woman comics over the years, man.
We're gonna.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna stall for a second. We're gonna stop the web TV talk because I want Chris to tell us
What do you want me to tell you?
about the North Texas Comic Book
Oh.
Show, because we did a broadcast from there. Well, one of our first news coverages was you guys' show. We were like, hey, let's go do this thing, and you guys have always been very accommodating to us. I'm glad you're finally on the show with us. But please tell us more about the North Texas Comic Book Show. I mean, I was going to say something, but I'm going to stop. So please, Chris, tell us about your show that you run 4 times a year.
Well, we'll actually, that'll be the 5th time this year. We'll be doing our first show in Dallas.
It's like a bonus.
Yes, it is a bonus show. We've been doing the shows over in Arlington. Thought we'd expand into Dallas and see what the Dallas market was like. We've got 2 great guests at this occasion, and that would be Steve Irwin, former DC Comics artist, and we also have Ben Dunn, manga-style type
Nice.
artist. And if you know either one of them or seen either one of them, their work, if you've seen either of their works, you'll appreciate having the opportunity to see them work.
Oh, Ben Dunn, he's
He's
well
been
known.
around, yeah.
Creator of Ninja High School.
That's Ninja High School,
Yes.
Marvel Mangaverse.
Marvel Mangaverse.
Yeah, that's what I know him for, not Ninja
Yeah.
High School. I'm just
In fact, let's see, Captain Harlock.
Oh, very nice.
I think you just hit a nerve with Chris there.
Old school anime.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
That's
So
right up his alley.
It'll be a great show, and then we've got the Fort Worth Museum coming back out. I don't know if you remember them from the show. They were directly across from you in October,
Right.
and so they'll be setting up with 2 tables. Ape Entertainment will be out there as well.
Oh, Ape Entertainment.
Yeah, we hung out with them last week.
They hung out with us last week. I got to see them at Fan Days. Those guys are great. They're going to have to invade the show again. That's going to have to happen. They're going to have to come sit in with us. Those guys were great interviews. And the formula that we had had that we found work was we set up our table because last time we just came out there, we did our show, and then my wife wanted me home immediately. That's why I left in such a hurry. But I ain't scared of her.
Okay.
She doesn't watch this show. She watches later. I got time to live. Anyway. But we were hoping that some of the artists and other attendees could come over to the table, chill with us a little bit, introduce themselves. We get them on camera. The Ape guys, they just sat in and gave us all kinds of funny commentary last week. Those guys are awesome. Big time, big props to the Ape guys. I love those guys. We got to have them on more often. But I don't know. Is that going to work for you? You think?
Well, we will definitely try to accommodate that this time. We've got.
I honestly just want Ben Dunn to like sit next to me. And I
Yeah,
can say, like,
all day, right?
Stroke your hair.
Yeah. Let me sign that for you.
I'll do the broadcast. I'm just like, it's Ben Dunn.
So we'll at least make sure that we get an opportunity for you to interview both of them in the morning, as we discussed.
Oh yeah.
So we'll make sure that you have that opportunity to bring it out to your fans out on the web, who may not be able to make it to the show, but we certainly hope that you do make it to the show. And then we've got John Wilkins coming in from El Paso. Guy drives what's El Paso, 8 hours?
I know John.
So
We interviewed John before. Yeah, John's like a friend of mine. Good.
the old bud, right? So yeah, we'll make sure that we get that opportunity for you to talk to those guys.
Our winner of the tickets is doing the Gangnam Style dance after he won.
Oh.
Is that Gangnam or Gingham?
It's Gundam.
Okay,
Or Gundam.
All right.
Gundam. Do the Gundam style. Since we're talking about web series here, you know. But we found it real because you hold your con once a day.
What's today? Yes,
not
that's
once
the
a day.
greatest con ever.
That's
yeah,
why I'm
of course
so
it's
damn
once a day.
tired. I'll tell ya.
You hold it one Saturday by some of the cons. They go 2 days or 3 days and everything. But you do 5 you did 5 shows this year. So
Right.
this is. Do you find that you like this formula better than the traditional 3 days of no sleep and maybe not having full turnout on all 3 days and
After parties,
and
yeah.
Ooh.
pre-set up and
Yeah. The show's still growing. And when we started the show back in 2011, October, we really didn't know where we were going with it. We started off to see if we could do a good show that was a one-day show, and it worked out, and it's grown since then. But it's kind of taken on a life of its own. And we've had a lot of good comments about the fact that it is a grassroots show. It's smaller, it's laid back. People can come in, they can look at comic books. The big cons are great, but it's not the glitz and glamour of the big cons.
they're not always great.
Yeah,
They're not always great.
yeah.
I can
We can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not
Right.
saying anyone in particular.
But-
Not one in particular.
Every con
No,
I've gone
no.
to recently in Dallas has been awesome.
Yeah, they're I'm just speaking on a fluke, something that may have happened that
Mhm.
at one of the
Wonder Woman turned you down?
Yeah.
again.
Sometimes it's hard to get past that second.
Curvy overweight Wonder Woman turned him down.
Oh no, not that Wonder Woman. She was
No, she wanted you.
she was good to go. I didn't say. Did I just say that out loud? I apologize.
And you
for,
did say your wife watches this later, right?
She doesn't. Oh, we'll edit that out later. As long as she doesn't like pop in the chat all of a sudden and say you're sleeping on the couch tonight or something like that. So
Couches can be good.
I made sure I got a very comfortable one just in case. But yeah, we're actually hoping to do. We feel as though we got to your con right at the moment that we are going to be able to see it grow because we like just coming to the shows. I love small cons. Most of the time before the cons got big, all you had were really small cons, and
Right.
it'd be one day, and it'd be, it could be like in the alley somewhere downtown, but you had a con. It could be like on a sidewalk cafe, but that was your con, or on the sidewalk outside of a
Yeah,
comic book
growing
shop.
up, I went to all the cons at the Plano Convention Center, all
Yep.
the sci-fi cons.
Mhm.
I remember
Richardson
my favorite
Convention Center?
guest of any of those, aside from Ray Park, was Apollo Smile. She gave this this performance and danced and stuff, and I was in 7th or 8th grade, just wow, this is amazing. This is so cool. So
Who's Apollo Smile?
she teaches a dance class. I googled her the other day because I journaled about it
I'm
after I
gonna
came
Google
home.
Apollo Smile too. Just
Yeah,
so while you,
and she was in some video games, and her kind of gig was she was a real life anime girl or something like that. But yeah,
Let's see. Okay.
I remember that. That blew me away when I was little.
Real
But-
life anime girl.
Pop music,
Yeah.
songwriter, singer, and voice actress. Okay.
What about
You know who she looks like. Get out of here.
What about that con we went to? It was Boomer from Battlestar Galactica, the original one. That guy was cool.
We like sat there and talked to him for like
15 minutes.
'cause
Herbert
he-
Jefferson.
well, he found
or
out
what,
we-
Herbert Jefferson Jr. or something.
He found out we were ex-military, and then he was all day willing to talk to us. And at one point, I just leaned over to him, and I'm like, "Dude, we are talking to Boomer from Battlestar Galactica. Like we grew up watching Battlestar Galactica. Now we're sitting here talking to Boomer, and he's."
Jason, yeah, you tend to gush.
I did not.
around
Yes,
Aw,
yes.
Isn't that sweet?
North Texas Comic Book Show when
Sam
yeah.
Delarosa.
Sam
Yeah,
De La Rosa.
you know what? I
I've
don't.
watched
I,
that clip over
I don't
and
need
over and
you
over
guys' judgment. That was Sam De La Rosa. I don't. Shut up. See, yeah, that's where you go. Yeah, it's a small comp. But Sam De La Rosa was one of my favorite artists in the '90s. I've justified this millions of times with you. I don't need you coming on this show dogging me about it either.
Is this Boomer from like the OG Battlestar Galactica?
Yes.
Old school.
Yes, he was just sitting there talking to me and MC. It was awesome.
I'd much rather meet the new Boomer.
Yeah.
His-
Yeah.
You would rather meet the skin job?
Yeah.
Sean makes an
Jeez.
excellent point, I gotta say, but
You guys watch Y5O? She's awesome on that show.
Oh yeah, man.
yeah,
Good times.
glad we could
Although
change
they
the
fell
subject
victim
here.
to one of the tropes of comic books that's just like terrible, is the whole women in refrigerators thing. They killed one of the guy's girlfriends that they just like had on there for like a little bit. I was so upset. I stopped watching it.
Oh, well, she's brought on just to be a plot device to be
That
killed.
must-
Yeah.
Okay, it's bothering me. What's in the box, Sean?
Oh, well, we're going to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Later, so I brought my deck.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
Oh.
Hey!
Is this the infamous deck that
Hold
I've heard
on.
about?
Hold on, Sean.
Tell us about
Sean has a story to share with us about scale.
Okay, so I was...
We talked about this briefly on the show. You have to.
Okay, so I was driving to work in Carrollton, and I make a left-hand turn, and I see a cop tailing me. So I just proceed to, go and make like 3 or 4 more turns through the Carrollton, old Carrollton Town Hall Square.
Oh yeah.
Suspicious like.
I pull in, and then I get out of my car, and right as I'm getting out, they turn on their light, and I knew something was up. And they're like, "Get back in the car, sir." So they're like, "Well,
Did
you're..."
they actually yell at you to get back in the car? Like,
Yeah, like I was gonna pull something.
Get back in the car, boy.
But so they do that.
you're so thugging.
Yeah, and
He's rolling
and they're
thug
like,
life here,
"Where
man.
are you going, sir?" And I was like, "I'm going to work. I work right." And they're like, "What's the name of your work?" And I tell them, and they go check the sign to make sure that I'm not trying to pull a fast one on them. And they're like, "Well, your inspection sticker's out of date." And I'm like, "Okay." We had just bought the car from someone else. So
Oh, you
hadn't fixed
criminal,
it.
you.
And he looks in my backseat of my car, and there's a gram scale in the back. And
Don't explain why. Okay, no.
and he's like, "Well, why do you have that scale there?" And I was like, "Well, that's actually to weigh Yu-Gi-Oh cards, sir." And he just looked at me.
I want to see.
And-
I wish I could go back in time and see the look on this cop's face when you told him it was to weigh Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you weighing Yu-Gi-Oh cards anyway?
Okay, so when you buy a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it comes with like 5 to 7 cards.
Uh-huh.
And some of them, like 1 out of every 4 or 5 packs, will have a card that has foil on it. And it's like the shiny card. And those
Uh-huh.
are usually the cards that are worth money and are very good to use in the game. So if you're going to spend $3 to $4 on a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it's best to come in there with a gram scale and weigh those before you go spending your money.
So you
Dude.
walk into stores with your gram scale
Yeah.
to weigh the
So-
cards.
So that's
Thug
what you're-
life.
I think I've seen you at Target, like bent over, like
Oh.
weighing every
Well,
single
yeah,
one.
I'm actually.
Do other people do
I'm
this?
kind of incognito about it at Target. I'll pick.
Are you
pick-
like pulling the scale?
Because at Target, I'll put them all in a grocery cart, and I'll bring them over into
Oh
like
my God,
the-
he's stealth weighing
into
the cards.
into the kitchen section or something, and then move all of the plates over, and then make my little area and do the work there. So that way, if I'm weighing the cards and like a fellow collector comes up, they're not upset and be like, why are you doing this? Because sometimes people get upset when you weigh cards.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
Well,
it should
actually,
have been.
I had a story for Nerd Confessionals. Did you end up telling that?
Oh no, we'll get to that later. Then.
Okay.
I don't know. I think you just had one. Seriously.
Can you imagine the guy at Target that's watching the security cameras, seeing him wheel over there with his cards?
Yeah.
Get out
Because
the
those
scale.
security systems are pretty good. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you, because I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a 5-pack or a 7-pack or a 7-pack with foil and I mean, what's the gram difference?
Most packs of cards weigh, I believe, it's like 16 grams. At least for the current Return of the Duelist that's out right now. But then there's other cards that come with like a guaranteed 3 foil cards. So like you kind of have to like weigh them all and then just see what the outliers are. And then also what you have to be careful of is they're kind of hip to it to a little degree. So
I love this
become a
technique.
growing
so
trend.
what Konami does is they get a cardboard backing.
Oh my God!
They get a cardboard backing. They put the pack of cards in there, and then they put a little plastic blister over it.
So okay.
So you weigh that.
Not only are you finding a way to shirk the system, now Konami has to find a way to stop you from shirking the system.
jeez.
So and then what they'll do is they'll throw in
It's a perpetual motion machine of nerd.
the security device, the security thing that sounds when you leave. So once you get your packs of cards that weigh more, you have to push in and feel for the security devices and then throw those to the wayside because those are dead to you. You don't want those. So
Now, is there a lot of
Sounds like an
online
addiction,
chat
man.
about this? I mean, is this
You know,
something?
Hey, he doesn't have a problem.
I-
He can quit anytime he wants
there
to.
is, and I found out about it after we were at Walmart one night at like 1 a.m. buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
This is choice toy hunting time for us, by the way, just to let you know.
And I go and I give the woman 3 or 4 packs of cards, and she's like, "Oh, some guy comes in here with a scale all the time. He makes so much money," he says, and it blew my mind. I was like, "I've been wasting so much money," and so I bought a scale from Walmart and then started using it in their.
Okay,
That is
so
a story I'm going to tell over and over and over.
I'm glad this is recorded. I am so glad this is recorded.
So, yeah.
I mean, I thought I was bad finding the stock numbers for toys that I want and then going directly to the machines. And like, I once got the scanner gun in Target and I just had a blast with that thing.
Dude, one time, I'm totally with you on that. I will walk in the back of Walmart and then just pretend to be an employee, press the button, and then, like they have the shelving in the back that you can move like through machinery, and I'll shuffle through the shelves to find like toys that I was looking for. I have done that before.
Okay,
Yes.
we clearly have to go hunting.
That's an
together.
addiction.
Yeah.
We don't have problems.
Welcome to rehab, baby. This is your intervention
see-
right here.
The only time I've pretended to be store staff, I had no idea. I should have done it to look for toys, but it was just I was wearing a red shirt and somebody asked for some help in Target, and I decided to have some fun with them. And then I started doing it a lot more, and my wife, was like, because it would be like, hey, I have to go to Target. Well, I'm just changing my shirt real quick. And then like after the 5th time, she's like, why are you changing your shirt? This one's dirty.
Okay. I have to tell you a story, and I'm not making this story up because it will sound like really.
I know you're
out
not
there.
making it up.
Okay, back when Masters of the Universe, the 2000 series launched, right?
I have some.
The toy line, and that was the first time I'd ever got into He-Man. I love He-Man because of that cartoon, and so the reason why that line died is because they, in a case of 12, would put 10 He-Mans and then one like Evil Lyn and then one Ram Man or something like that. So it was incredibly difficult to get all the figures that you wanted. And
What are you shaking your head for?
people at Toys R Us
Don't
know
judge
this. But some of the people that work at Toys R Us, at least back in the day, they would do this. They would take the short pack figures, and then they'd keep them in the back for themselves, or to put up on eBay.
Oh, that ain't cool, man.
Not cool at all. It's not cool at all. And we ran into a situation where the employee at Toys R Us, this was the old one up on Walnut Hill, he had let me know that he had an Evil Lyn in the back.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like someone's about to be held for ransom
But
here.
that he was going to have to look for it. And in order... he was obviously hitting on me at this point. And so I kind of had to play the game. And I played the game and I got my figure. So, but the game ended me walking out of that.
Is this
Toys R Us.
was this the
So-
confessional portion?
No.
Oh, there's something worse than this
Yeah.
in the card story.
But yeah.
Okay, we want
man.
to do question number 2.
So
I get to ask
question
if
number 2.
yeah, we're gonna give another pair of tickets
Okay,
out.
so yes, another pair of tickets going out. If you're in the chat channel, let's see who's in the chat channel. Okay.
Real quick, let me after the show or give me a jingle.
Yeah.
There's a huge like He-Man still in the boxes deal going on this weekend.
Oh no way.
So yeah, there's somebody selling off. Somebody died and they're selling off. Their boxes.
That's always the
that's
worst,
awesome.
man.
Well,
That's awesome, but it's so I love
it's
the
good
reaction.
for us.
Really quick.
Sad for them, but it's good for us.
Have any of you guys played the new He-Man game for iPhone?
No.
Not yet. I haven't played on my iPad yet.
Okay, aside from it being awesome, if you give, it'll ask for permission to give you push updates, and most things it'll be like, oh, there's an update, download this. For this app, Skeletor sends you taunting text messages. I was sitting before Taken 2 last night, and Skeletor text messages me, and he's like, hey He-Man, I know you couldn't beat me. It's like, you're terrible. And like, we'll say things like that.
That's not a very good insult.
No, it's like they refer to themselves being in an iPhone
Send me
game
the
and stuff.
text. Let me see the text.
Okay, well, it's not a text per se, it's a push update. So like they don't send a text to your phone.
So there's nothing you can
it's
like
gone.
show it to me.
I'll try and find it and pull
Okay.
it up later.
Okay.
Can you see him doing the scale in the store with the text updates or the pushes coming out and talking
Yeah.
to him while he's in the store?
It's all. I just love getting like messages from Skeletor. It's totally
It's just
worth
like
it.
when we were a kid and somebody
I'll try and find
pretending
it.
to be Superman would call us on our birthday or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes when I meet people, I put them in my phone.
I thought it
as
really was
superheroes.
Superman.
So like I feel
It
like
wasn't.
I'm text messaging
It was not.
superheroes.
Okay, Chris, hit it.
Okay. Now
Let's
this is a super tech question for you kids.
It's a super tech question.
It's a super tech question. Your home has been destroyed by Ultron 5. To which super scientist should you send the bill for collateral damages?
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Let me see.
No, you can't answer it. That's for our viewers to answer, sir.
This is our second giveaway.
That's our second giveaway. Yes, you get a pair
so
of tickets.
That's round 2 and
Round 3, sir.
Oh, that was round 3?
Round 3.
Okay. Round 3.
Yes, again, that question for the folks that
I
just
just
joined
have
us.
the answer, so I don't even wouldn't know what the questions are. I just gotta. It's like I got the answer. I'm trying to match up the question.
Well, let me give the question one more time. Your home has been destroyed by Ultron 5. To which super scientist should you send the bill for collateral damages?
And if you've already won, don't enter again.
Yeah, don't hamstring the system.
And
Other people want to play.
So
Okay.
couldn't find it.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Are we about to move into? Okay, I had our arguments over indie and mainstream, and our
I
last topic was how easy is it to put a web series together
well,
to cap it off.
You just need an iPhone, right?
Apparently so.
depends. Yeah.
These days, well, let's think back in the early days of YouTube when people were putting stuff up when you had to have.
Flip cam.
Yeah, well, no, not even flip cam. You had to have tape cameras. They had little tapes, and you would have to convert it. What are you looking at your phone for?
My phone's acting weird today.
Does it have the wrong time on it?
Yes.
Is it an hour ahead?
Yes.
So's mine. Anybody else got an Android where that time is ahead?
Wait a
now?
minute. Isn't our phones from a certain provider?
I don't use Android.
Mine's still 742.
Mine's
Is
842.
is yours on a certain network too? That
there's a problem. You know what? We're not gonna.
that's a
Thought we were talking
division.
about
Of,
web series. Why are we
yeah, let's
Why are
talk
you
web
talking
series
about
real
your
quick.
non-iPhones?
That was the weirdest thing I've seen all day. So, anyways,
Okay, so back in the day, it was hard to get these series together because you had to have old school equipment to convert to computers to new technology.
right.
Whereas now, we've got camcorders now. We hook them right up, and we can go directly there and upload.
Well, no, you could also make the argument, back even in the old school public access days, because people would have
Are we
to.
considering public access like the first web series?
We could call public access the original viral video. Yeah, the original viral video.
Do we have public access anymore? Now?
It depends. I know in Dallas they still have it.
Or have we just said screw it? Why are we? not
ICT.
public
Well, in
access?
Irving, ICTV has it.
Really?
ICTV is public access. It's community access TV.
Why are we not on public access?
Well, because we'd have to go ahead and take a training session, and we would have to bide for our time between, community showdown.
You guys are in Deep Elm on area. You used to be, right? That's like public access. Right?
Oh,
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
No, because that's then you can consider this public access. We're
Oh,
here. We're
boy.
doing this. I mean, honestly, is it that hard for us to get this together? It's yes, it was actually.
But it's been a Herculean task, but we've done it very well.
Okay, I got a bomb to drop on you, Jason.
I don't got a what?
I got a bomb.
Uh-oh.
Okay, several episodes, there was anonymous users saying that you were sexy and good looking. Do you remember these? These are anonymous. These date back to Deep Ellum when you guys were on that.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, honestly, but
okay,
In the old studio.
really,
that was me.
You were spamming.
I'm gonna kill you.
That's just weird,
I'm going to
dude.
stab you.
That's
I
just weird,
I was
man.
just, stroking your ego.
There's a Hunger Games Jabberjay game right
Jabberjay.
that I'm going to beat Sean to death with on air.
No.
Nice,
Hang on one
nice,
second.
dude.
Hang on.
What?
This is what you need to.
What are you doing?
This big box.
You guys can try and beat me with anything, but I have a sonic screwdriver.
Good point.
So
Drop the
ultimately
box.
I
He's
win.
got a sonic screwdriver.
Rock, paper, screwdriver.
So the bottom line, is it easy to put a web series together? It depends on how much work you want to put into it.
It depends your amount of your content.
I mean, granted, we're looking to always
Expand.
and improve on what we do. I mean, like we just did green screen.
I mean, the higher your production value, the more people will watch your show. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. It's like when people read comics for art, which a lot of people do. If someone's like, "Hey, check out this web series," and it looks terrible, you will be more apt to just be like, "Oh, see you later."
Mhm.
And when people see that Halo 4 web series, they're just like blown away.
Why
They're
am I
like,
not
this
watching
is one
this
of
on
the
the big
coolest
screen?"
things I have ever seen. I need an Xbox. So.
Or like to a lesser extent, Speed Racer.
Are we talking the
Wachowski brothers, yes.
you mean the Wachowski siblings
They were
now?
Wachowski brothers then.
Well, regardless, that movie's beautiful.
Well, wow, okay.
That's not. I mean, like, that's not up for.
Uh-oh,
whatever
uh-oh.
happens in that movie.
Fight.
One thing, but that movie is beautifully done. Looks amazing.
This is the second week in a row we've involved Speed Racer in some size, shape, or form in the show.
Oh man, that story was horrible though, man. It was
It was
unfollowable.
okay. It was you put the story aside. It was like eye candy.
It was
It was like cotton candy
was
for
like-
your eyes.
it was like
Okay,
someone-
Speed Racer is like a Batman comic drawn by Jim Lee and written by Frank Miller.
and like somebody.
It looks beautiful, but it makes no sense.
It
Exactly.
looks like someone
Kinda
ate
like whatever.
crayons and threw up. Is what it looks like.
I mean,
It does.
hey man, I buy plenty of comics for the art, and I watch plenty of movies for the visuals.
You do okay. I know from your taste that you do have an eye for art that I do not have. Whereas I would look at something and say I like.
I don't know if that compliment is backhanded
No.
or front-handed. I don't know.
Well, you know, a little bit of both.
You're
Actually,
wrong.
No, you do have more of an eye for art. I know because you the little figures like you gave me.
Oh, Kid Robot.
Yes, the Kid Robot. The
You can go buy some Kid Robot figures at Zeus Comics.
You do have more of an eye for art, and in our friendship, I've noticed that. Whereas I'm more quick to look at something and say that's crap. I don't like it.
Uh-huh.
What are you staring at, Chris? I'm sorry,
Nothing.
Mike.
Nothing.
Did we keep getting off the train there?
Yeah, let's get back on the soul train
Or
of
do
the
we wanna
discussion
go-
we're
Do
having.
we want to go on to?
Somebody want to ask?
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure Fluffy is not spending all my money.
Oh, Fluffy. Who's Fluffy?
You know Fluffy.
Oh, that kid of yours, Fluffy.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Fluffy, don't spend any money.
Tell him to give me the Mystique figure over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we do have news at some point here for our last
Nudes.
half. If we got enough to fill up 45 minutes here, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we do, because we got the one big bomb dropper that happened this week.
That's right,
And
kids.
please feel free to comment on any of this. Do you want to do an assemble, or are we going to?
I think we'll do it. Okay, a news team, assemble. Yay.
Where's the sound?
The sound is at home. Sorry.
Ah!
Guess what? It's getting put on. It's going to get put on Gigantus Prime.
Well, there's a sound.
my new
that we usually
computer.
Play, and now I'm all.
You know what? I'll find it if you want. If you want to
Wait.
do it,
Never
Why-
mind.
why'd
Don't
you
worry
name your
about it.
computer
Don't worry about it.
Gigantus Prime?
Fine. Okay.
Yes.
Let's.
Why?
because I think it's just going to be awesome.
Oh.
All right. So we got the big news this week.
Yes.
LucasArts has been bought out by none other than Disney.
Woo,
$4.5
Okay.
billion dollars. Yes, they own LucasArts.
We
Star
own your
Wars,
soul, LucasArts.
Indiana Jones.
Nah, may not be going over.
Paramount still owns the
Paramount
rights
still
to
owns
make
it,
Paramount still owns that?
Indiana Jones movies. But whoever thinks this is a bad idea, just let me say this right now: you're a silly person.
I'm I do love the nerd rage over this decision this week. I mean, everyone has been like, no, my childhood is ruined.
It's like they think Disney is asking for their firstborn or something.
I fall on the side of is like, yes, I'm glad somebody finally bought Lucas out and gave him $4 billion to go away. I mean, that sounds horrible to say, but you know, he did create some great property and great IP. But let's be honest, his prequel films, yeah, they were
how much worse?
They were
could it
eye
be than
candy
those?
and whiz bang, but you know, there was not a lot of real meat in that.
Episode 3 was amazing.
Okay, now episode 3, I'll give you, it was good. Episode 2, it was the adventures of
concept
Anakin.
was awesome.
It was but it was the adventures of Anakin Skywalker. You know, that's what I call it. I call the first trilogy The Adventures of Anakin Skywalker because that's all he did. It's like, but I want to be the greatest Jedi of all time. Why can't I be that? No, this is not fair.
Hey, man.
Somebody killed my mom. I got to
Episode-
seek revenge.
Episode
no!
Episode 1 was worth it for Darth Maul alone.
Okay, I like Ray Park, but I like him in other roles. I
mean, Ray Park has. I mean, like he does some cool ninja moves, but like Darth Maul, like amazing.
I'm gonna be the one to get this train back on.
Okay, we'll go
track.
back to this. Yeah.
Disney bought LucasArts.
I felt as a nerd how I imagined people felt when Gaddafi was overthrown.
Look,
Okay,
what?
like
wow.
I felt like this dictator.
So what you're saying?
Of something that I love so much was finally dethroned, and we're gonna get things like we're gonna get the original trilogy on Blu-ray. We're gonna get another trilogy.
Maybe.
Also,
Get a theme park.
did they waste any time announcing Star Wars 7, 6, 7?
Well,
No,
is,
man.
Is that Damon Lindelof's top secret
They did
1952
it right.
project that's been bounced around for a while?
They didn't wait. Like the ink wasn't even
And
dry.
we know they can
before were
handle it.
announcing the new
We know
Star
they can
Wars
handle
movie.
this. They've done this with Marvel. I mean, they've
Yes.
executed that
Everybody that-
perfectly. They
everybody
put
that
Joss
is-
Whedon in charge of the universe.
Everybody that's
so why do we
complaining,
have
they
any
bought Marvel.
room for doubt for this move?
They bought Marvel. They got Avengers out of it.
Right.
Please give them a chance. Actually,
No.
you don't have to give them a chance. Don't go watch the movie if you don't. If you feel so bad about it, don't go watch it.
Oh, no, what
It's gonna be amazing.
when the
Everybody's
trailer
gonna watch
comes
it.
out-
You guys watch Clone Wars? That show's awesome.
It's
True.
okay. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay, I mean, it gets better as it goes along.
All right.
They brought Darth Maul back. He's got spider legs, and that's awesome.
You gotta find somebody.
Got to find an angle for it. No, what I was saying is that there's been some rumor going around that's maybe tied into this Damon Lindelof project, J.J. Abrams Damon Lindelof project that Disney's been doing called 1952. You know, as we all know, Star Wars had the original name of, top secret of Blue Harvest. So, that could be possibly tied into it. We don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't.
Well, that would be cool.
I think it would be very cool. So we probably,
That would be really cool.
so I'm excited. I would say I wouldn't say Gaddafi getting overthrown. I'd say more the Great Wall, or not the Great Wall, but the Berlin Wall
The
coming
Berlin
down.
falling.
The fall of Berlin, the fall of Berlin Wall, maybe.
So we agree that we've escaped a great oppression in our lives.
Okay.
yeah, so we're not living in the Warsaw Pact
I want a fourth
nations
opinion
anymore.
here. Chris,
I get
feel
most of
free.
We
my
can freely
analogies
trade
from
cigarettes
Fox
and blue
News, so.
jeans.
Chris, give us a fourth opinion on this before they just,
What?
Oh,
him. The
these
other
great-
Chris.
Not you, not Danger, but this great liberation that they're talking about here. Y'all are way too much into this.
I'm listening and I hear, it's going to come out on Blu-ray. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And all I hear is profit. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And Disney is good about profit. So
They don't mind.
Licensing.
And they licensing, and when they come out with product, for the most part, it's got eye candy and it's got plot. So it's it could be a great move.
Yeah,
And actually it's a move. So
As a consumer, I am looking for things for actively to spend my money on. So
Yes, you are.
I'm glad that this is in the horizon.
Did I tell you about the four?
When is your next show going to be? That's a good question.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes, tell us about your next show, sir.
That we gave tickets away to.
All right, so the next show is November 17th. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a
That's what I was waiting for.
little peek, but it's not a big peek.
It's enough.
We're looking at January. We would hope to be in Arlington again in January, but it looks like we've been shut out. For whatever reason, the hotels in Arlington have all booked up. So we've got a date tentatively set for Dallas again. It looks like it might be a 2-day show. And
Oh, nice.
You heard it here.
we will have a surprise guest that, if everything gets ironed out, which should happen in the next couple days, we'll make an announcement on the 17th, which I think you'll like.
Very
we'll
nice.
be there. We'll be able to announce it. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so to
If
our
only
panel.
every sentence you said could end with that kind of applause, right?
Yeah.
I was wanting this opinion from you guys since you guys are
Mm-hmm.
the panel. So we could just go around, but we'll start with our guest here, not you. Why?
The fellow with the funny hair.
Why did Lucas sell it out? What do you think was his motivation of selling it out? Chris, you get
You start, Chris.
I think there's a point in anybody's life where they've got, they've had enough. I mean, what do you do with $4 billion, right? I mean, what do you
any
do?
damn thing.
He's
you want.
donating it, the majority of it to charity.
And that's a good thing. I mean, so if you've got all this money, if you've got this time on your hands, if you're getting older, maybe his perspective is, I want to live life instead of keep going after what I've been doing all these years. I might be wrong. But.
No, I was looking for opinions on this because it was kind of sudden. It just came out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, he just
Well, I
sold
think
it
it
out.
was very. I mean, he's been taking all of the jabs and everything, especially from this last Blu-ray release, of the fans very personally. When people are like, George Lucas, stop messing with it, stop messing with it. He's like, it's mine. I don't care what these fans have to say. It's like, so I think that had something to do with it. And then he also said in an interview that his reasoning was that he always intended to pass Star Wars on to the next generation, and he felt that it was important to assist in that transition during his lifetime, and so he'd like to start that now.
Chris.
Well, I think besides it, he's going to be making in the immortal words of Lone Star, a load of money. He also will be. Well, I think it was just he was ready to go. I mean, I think he's kind of wanting to do more personal projects. I mean, he did, of course, this year. He finally got Red Tails out. I think he kind of wants to take that approach where he wants to start doing more of those little independent, smaller, personal projects to him.
I don't think money has anything.
I really don't. I mean, it's a good chunk of money, and he's going to do quite a bit with it. But I think he wants to just wants to kick back, have something for his kids, and his 3 adopted kids that. And do some good in the world, and also he wants to hand it off to, like young Master Sean here said, wants to hand it off to the next generation. And there's a lot of directors that are out there that grew up in that generation of seeing Star Wars films. So therefore, I'm looking forward to a Kevin Smith Star Wars film here in the not too distant future.
Hey, I think that would be amazing. But also. How cool would a Shadows of the Empire Star Wars movie be?
Would be interesting, or hopefully if they play their cards right, they can finally get the funding together for their Star Wars TV series, which they've been talking about for quite a while. So now you got Disney.
Well, Disney's putting a S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series together, so for them to do a Star Wars TV series, I don't think
possibly even another third gate for Disneyland, a S.H.I.E.L.D. or a Marvel / Star Wars theme park, perhaps. I think they play their cards right. They're gonna make a nice little chunk. Everybody's gonna be benefiting from it.
No, I mean this is amazing. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Again, if someone thinks this is a bad idea,
I don't.
They're very
And
silly.
not to mention, Star Wars fans and comic boys, they will eat tons of $5 churros at a Disney park. They will. I mean, come on.
I mean, you're right.
That's true.
Yeah, Star Wars fans are fat.
Those are all great reasons, but
Not all of them.
I don't know why we want to end on that.
It's called humor.
my main thing that I hoping that comes out of this at some point, will I please get another X-Wing fighter game?
A good one.
For my Xbox. Just please another X-Men Rogue Squadron. Now,
I used to play Rogue Squadron on the
for my
computer.
Xbox.
Oh, you don't want to play one with miniatures
Did
right above you?
Not here for my Xbox.
I heard you say that, but I was pointing that up
I
there
want
for you.
another Rogue Squadron.
One of the
game.
many things you can get here at Boomerang Comics are our host this week.
Or Marvel Legends Mystique figure.
Now, since we're talking about Star Wars figures for just a second,
Mm-hmm.
did you read the article about the guy in California that was trading UPC codes on Legos? He was the biggest Lego seller on eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a whole operation in his house where he was actually printing out the UPC codes.
Oh yes, I actually
printing
did
them
hear
out,
about this. I
taking a
clicked.
$90 item and marking it down to $12.
Yeah.
and walking out the front door with pretty sophisticated.
Yeah,
That guy's my hero.
I mean, that's
Some of the
that's
Lego
some
sets.
stuff.
I mean, I get Lego
if
sets.
you know
and-
how to work that whole thing.
Yeah, but it is also
it's very illegal.
theft.
It's very illegal, and
you-
I've heard stories of people.
Do you know any
doing
people that
some
have done
crazy
that?
Things. I've heard stories of one of my
Plausible
friends,
deniability.
who was not me, in the
You
past.
told me this story.
When Target clearanced all of their, who's that world-eating transformer?
Oh, Unicrons.
Their Unicrons that were originally $40. There was a point where they were clearancing them for $6. So my friend bought 5 to 6 of those and returned them to Walmart's that were not on clearance. So then he got Walmart clearance, and then he did some Toys R Us's. So he got Toys R Us clearance, and for like a high school kid to have all these $40 gift cards, you can buy a lot of video games. So
So all this stuff that
yeah.
I've learned tonight, I mean, the scales,
Yeah.
doing the changeover from
It's like
Target to take advantage of Walmart. I'm
They-
just, I'm a,
Yeah.
you guys
It's
are
like
a
a-
lot
it's like a
throwing
drug
knowledge,
hustle,
I'll
man.
tell you.
The other popular one among toy hunters is to buy an item off of the shelf. Take like if I was to buy Jinx here off the shelf, and then put some crap dollar store figure back in there and return it for full price.
I was
And get my
banned.
money
You mean-
back.
I was banned by Target from returning items for. Well, no, this was my friend. I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh boy, the
my-
truth comes out.
My friend, he would get all these wrestling figures and then take the chair out, the accessory, and then return the figures. Then he could recreate a stadium in his house.
Oh my.
So he
Hey,
had
guys,
plenty
I-
of chairs.
I hate to do this, but I got to bounce.
Well,
But-
all right. Well, Chris, thank you for joining us,
Great
sir.
seeing you, man.
Pleasure seeing you, man.
Thank you,
I'll-
sir.
I'll see you at the show, and I
Yes.
guess you guys are doing a panel at the show
hope
as
to be.
well.
We're doing a panel.
interviews,
Panel?
panels. You guys are going to be
Panels?
just
We're
all over that
famous
show.
now.
Oh yeah.
We do appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you guys have a nice night.
Oh, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause.
Whoa.
Yay!
There it is, the round of
The
applause.
attack. It's the attack.
Oh, yes. Wow. Cool, man. Always like when we get the surprise guests showing up and coming
Yeah.
to talk to us about various cool things. So, yes, tell us about these days of creating stages
Yes.
in your home, sir.
Tell us more than
Oh,
Yes, tell us, that's it.
I used to. I'm an editor now, but when I was young, I would make all sorts of home movies. And one of
Oh.
the first things I would do is stop motion animation
Why
movies.
am I
So I did stop motion animation with my Headless Horseman Todd McFarlane figures, where I would have the horse run by, cut somebody's head off, and then by putting tape on the set behind it, have the head fall slowly down to the ground. And I would also do wrestling matches, stop motion
Oh,
animation.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, that's that. We could call that the first viral video.
We got an intruder here.
What's
Hey, what's up, man?
No, please.
what's up?
Everybody, please let me introduce you to the show. This is Luke. Luke was good enough to host us this evening.
Thank you,
so,
Luke.
yes, I'm glad you're able to come in and sit down with us for a while. I take it you've locked the doors and everything now. So
Yeah, we're all
I'm going
closed
to
up
roam
for
about the
night.
store now. Yes, not.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night for Boomerang tonight. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Well, thank you
All
for having
fun.
us.
We have a blast doing this everywhere, and we're happy to be able to go different places now.
That's right.
But-
They let us outside now to do shows out of the the home and everything.
Speaking of that train wreck that we're on, that you guys seem to just keep jumping the hell off of.
the Lucasfilm train wreck.
Okay. Well, since Luke's over here, I want to get his opinion on it. Luke, you've heard about the sellout of LucasArts to
Of course.
Disney, $4.5 billion. Why do you think he did it? Why do you think he sold out?
You know,
I mean, I don't want to call it selling out,
Yeah,
but
your verbiage is a little loaded there, man.
okay, I don't mean sell out. I mean, why do you think he passed the torch for $4.5 billion?
You know,
Sorry.
besides the money, I think he was just kind of done with the franchise at that point. The fans kept bashing him over and over again about how they didn't like what he was doing to the old series, and I mean, I can't blame him there. I would love to see the original unedited cuts of the first 3 films, but you know, he just keeps going back and editing them.
So you would rather see the original cuts of the Star Speeder with some Vaseline underneath, fudging on the lens a little bit, fudging on the frame, going like that, or
I think there's a difference between editing that and then editing things that actually took place and changing.
well,
things.
I know, yes, you can get into Han and Greedo. I mean, that's the biggest one right there. I mean, yeah, Han shot first. We all know that. So I mean, that's
And the most recent one where he made Vader cry.
he made
Oh,
Dater.
wow.
Did you say Dater?
Vader, like no,
Lord Dater.
yeah. I'm getting my
Sounds like some
crossing your
stuff mixed up.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I think the first 3 made like I said, and I got in my discussion with the first 3 a while back. The Adventures of Anakin Skywalker. That's what I called him. I mean, that's what he was.
All right, stop bashing Star Wars. That's enough of that.
Yeah, that's done. Hey, I want to talk about this real quick.
Talk about it real quick.
All right, this is one of my favorite comics that came out recently.
Yep.
It's one of the new Daredevils. And as a kid, my first introduction to Spider-Man was the Spider-Man animated series that was on in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Great show.
Yeah, it was amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
and so one of my favorite characters was Spot. He was that dude who was all white. He had the 101 Dalmatian spots all over him. He'd peel them off and throw them and create all these portals. And he was kind of like a C-list villain.
He was a Looney Tunes cartoon come to life.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
come on.
I always thought he was pretty sweet. And so then I pick up this this issue of Daredevil out of the blue because I thought the cover was so awesome. And I was like, that guy's awesome. I want to see who he is. And at the end, this guy is Spot. So this is Spot from what he is now. He's this guy named the Coyote. So they've made him serious.
Wow, I'm
Right
actually
on, man.
ready.
Right on.
It was an awesome comic. So if you haven't been reading Daredevil, I would check it out.
Yes.
All right, let's see. You put up the DoD story, Chris. Did you?
Yeah, the
did you
DoD
have-
story, which is one of my favorites of the week.
You don't have your fancy little your.
I have
iPad?
I left my iPad in the bag, so
Oh.
I'll give you a little rundown what's going on. Apparently, DoD has decided to no longer do exclusivity with BlackBerry and RIM.
Wait. What's DOD?
Department of Defense. I've always
Tech stories. Anyways,
we've kind of all worked for them in some shape,
shape, or form.
So the Department of Defense isn't doing what?
They're no longer using
solely
Blackberries.
Blackberries.
Right.
Because they always
Oh.
use the Blackberries because they thought it was the higher security, but it's been
Oh,
turning
God.
But all
out
your-
that's not true.
To me, when your data has to take a hop to Canada to come back to you, I think there's a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. But no, RIM, Research in Motion, recently had this bomb dropped on them. The good news is they're going to keep doing contracts with them, but the DoD is now looking at Apple devices, iDevices, which, by the way, if you seriously, they are secure. They can be locked down.
Secure in that all your data goes to Apple.
Yeah, it's the
Oh.
same thing as
I
RIM,
don't-
but except it's in this country, son. It's in the United States of America.
Actually, we got a
America.
viewer, Shark Lady 13, who's saying, "Hi, Luke." Really high. They're thinking they've been
He's
to the
very
store.
high.
This is actually a friend of mine. She now resides in Florida, but she was from here, and she was from the Denton area, and she is a super cool nerd, my buddy. So it's in Lewisville. We're on a little bit of a delay, so she ain't gonna hear it here. So I just told her there. But yeah, she said hi, Luke. So say hi to Shark Lady 13.
Hello, Shark Lady 13.
Hello, Shark Lady 13.
Anyway, okay, so there you got your plug there. So anyway.
Didn't it come out that the FBI had all sort some 5 million Apple users data the other day too?
Yeah, well, that was a while back, but yeah, they came out with that.
Well, we didn't have anybody answer for the.
Oh,
other
so I
question.
get to ask another question?
No, we didn't have anybody answer that one. So
we're going to number 3.
okay,
Oh, no.
then that question is null and void unless somebody
Oh, I get to
emails.
pick another question.
Well,
off-
whoever
I
email
have this one. I got it right here.
whoever emails me.
Okay, the third question is, what did Jason the X promise to wear if they make a Justice League movie?
You son of a.
That was lingerie, right?
No,
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 do not
I don't
say
know.
it on the show. Do
No,
not give
we are
away the
not.
answer.
I didn't say anything. There is
What
no
did
answer
he
to that
promise
question.
To wear
There is
if
no
there
answer to
was
that
a
question.
Justice
No.
League movie?
A pork pie hat? Some hipster glasses?
That is a total fake question, and I hope no one.
Do you want me to ask? Okay, I'll pick a real question. Hang
Oh
on a
no,
second.
because no one's gonna. No. Go ahead, because there is no answer to that question. They're gonna have to go back and view old episodes to find out. So I say leave that one open. Since I was deciding to run my mouth that night. Anyway, moving on to my next news story. Good question, MC.
You jerk.
Wait, can I get y'all's
Oh.
opinion on something real quick?
Ask.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I have been keeping up with comics kind of like I keep up with news for the last 6 months, and then Avengers vs. X-Men came out and I got pretty excited.
Wait.
I am all about Marvel now. How do you guys feel about that?
Marvel Now is going to be a great
We
series.
were going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that next. We actually have pull list coming up here, but let me see. Oh, we got the real quick. If you guys didn't know, which you should, there was a very large hurricane hit the East Coast, Hurricane Sandy.
Lots
Lots of people are without power. Lots of people are without places to refrigerate the food and all these other things. If you got a couple of bucks, I donated to the Red Cross this week. Sacrifice some stuff that I could usually buy and said decided
Yep.
to donate to the Red Cross. If you got $5,
$10.
They asked for money over canned goods.
Well,
What
the
I
reason
heard.
Red Cross needs money because they have to go in immediately to offer aid. They don't have time to sort canned goods and clothes and blankets and wash them and
Like a
size
cer-
them. They need money because they have to help now. So if you got a couple of bucks, go to the Red Cross, give
Yeah.
them something. There's people out there. We need to prove, we're Americans. We
care.
we help each other. We fight. We come back. All right. And
All right, something lighter. The light side of sports.
the who? Oh yeah. Before we move on to pool list, well, we are moving into pool list. So this is a perfect opportunity.
Yes.
Luke, you tell us a little bit about Boomerang Comics, man.
Well, Boomerang Comics has been open for about 5 years now, and mostly we've been working around with all the customers. We like to get to first name basis on everybody and keep the best stock in town around. So really been trying to grow around on our base customers right now and just kind of get more and more people interested in the store. So right now everything's going pretty good with Marvel's now and DC's New 52. So
Which I gotta get your thoughts on New 52 in particular. Actually, you know what? We'll do that in a second. We'll ask your opinion on that.
Host any events?
Do you host any events? I should ask. Yes.
yeah, we do Friday Night Magic every week around 7 o'clock, and then we do Hero Clicks on Sundays at 1 o'clock.
Oh, we got a question in the chat for you. Do you carry any WoW stuff?
Any WoW?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
we
they
have,
do. They had some. Well, I saw some WoW toys when I was.
I believe
coming.
there's something right behind you there, sir.
Yeah, WoW board games, WoW action figures, WoW trading cards. We got all sorts of WoW at the store.
That is from Shark Lady 13. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Shark Lady 13 is a WoW player, probably as crazy as my wife is about WoW. So I would rather she come back and tell me she's pregnant again than she's playing WoW. I like to say that
Oh,
right
man.
now.
Oh, don't please,
Look.
man.
So what did you think about the New 52? I think that's what Chris was
Yeah,
saying.
we're
Yeah,
gonna-
well, I want to get people's thoughts on New 52 because like we're
Do
a
you
year
ship?
into it.
By the way, do you ship? I'm transmitting from the chat room. Do you guys ship anywhere?
Oh, we do not ship.
They do not
anywhere.
ship there. So okay, we're moving on into pull lists now. Some comic book talk.
Yeah, we were before we jump into it real quick. Let me.
Shark Lady called the store. There.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so we were a year into New 52, and
Right.
we've rolled out, of course, the big books, of course, the Green Lantern, Green Lanterns, the super books, the bats, things like that. What's your thoughts? I mean, as a whole, on the relaunch.
I think DC did probably one of the best examples of a relaunch you could ever see. I mean, they've just blown every title out of the park. They put writers who want to write those characters on the books, and it's just been amazing to watch what they've done with those series.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. Okay, good. Oh, well, that's what I was curious about because I mean,
What do you think about Marvel's approach, where they
Oh.
kind of did the anti-New 52, where they're like, instead of doing all titles day one, we're going to do a gradual rollout. We're not going to wipe continuity clean. We're going to continue our existing continuity.
Yeah. Well, originally I started with Marvel, so I hate to bash on them, but, I really wish they just would have released everything day one. It's getting kind of confusing for everybody to memorize all these release dates.
That's true.
But some of the titles they're releasing are going to be amazing. I know Thunderbolts, I'm incredibly
Right.
looking forward to that. And
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the spoiler of who is behind the mask in Superior Spider-Man, but I am like...
Do not. You're not
I'm not
doing
gonna- I'm not gonna
spoilers.
spoil,
Not
but-
spoilers are
the
not
day
allowed.
after new
All
comic
all
book
right,
day.
tell me after the show.
Yeah, it's like I called some of my friends that don't live in Dallas anymore, and I was like, dude, it's happened. That thing what we talked about sometimes. So it's gonna be awesome. And I'm also really excited about the new Fantastic Four title.
Yeah, it's going to be really well done. Fraction's writing it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's drawn by Mike Allred or
Madman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Allred.
Mike Allred.
if I said that right, I don't know.
And it's like in the Marvel Now Point One, they did a little preview and they had Ant-Man seeking revenge for like his daughter being killed.
Yeah, that was
by
interesting.
Dr. Doom, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. So I don't really know what's going on, but
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. They're going to try and make Ant-Man as relevant as possible again, and I'm all for that. So
yeah.
They got to. He's got a movie coming out. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Thoughts on when is the new Deadpool? I think the one Brian Poston is working on.
Yeah, that's
Well,
gonna be awesome.
That is gonna be an awesome book.
Where it's like raining cats on the cover of the
Yep.
issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm ready for some good Deadpool.
Yeah,
oh,
they're-
and then they just announced the other Deadpool book.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Deadpool Killustrated.
Yeah, has him taking on Moby Dick.
Yeah, it's like he kills all the like literary heroes and stuff. That's gonna be awesome.
And I'm buying that book.
Buy it for your kids to teach them about
I
literature.
don't think my son needs to know anything about Deadpool. Okay.
Oh, come on!
He already-
Gotta get him started young.
Yeah, he already emulates me. Let's see him emulate Deadpool.
Well, if
around
he's
the house.
watching the new Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon on
and he is
on Disney,
I mean,
he's
we
pretty
are.
much watching the Deadpool cartoon show.
Pretty much.
With Spider-Man wearing.
Yeah, that show
Like
should have
a-
totally been Deadpool for kids.
It really
it-
should
that-
have.
That's what it is. It's like we'll just change the costume, but
You know, death is funny
keep
occasionally.
all
So,
the everything.
oh,
So,
Oh, somebody say something to you?
but my favorite,
You'd have to look at some old posts of mine today. on
my
Facebook.
favorite Marvel book right now is Consequences.
AVX consequences.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just seeing because like Cyclops has been so awesome.
Yeah, he
throughout
has.
AVX, and then in this series where he's a political prisoner, and especially
Yeah.
with the end of issue 4,
Yeah, we can't
Um,
spoil that
yeah,
for
I
anybody,
won't
but it's a
spoil
pretty
it.
major issue.
You have to be
But-
careful here.
it's awesome stuff. I mean, I feel like Marvel is just on all cylinders right now. There was
Now-
kind of a
Yeah.
lull with Fear Itself and everything, but
Yeah.
Now, I know we made the comparison between New 52 and Marvel now, and how DC, you like how DC just wiped the slate. Arguably, though, it's harder to do it the way Marvel's doing it. Clearly, it's
Yeah, I
harder
agree.
Right.
to do it the way Marvel's doing it. But I don't think they wanted to go the route that DC did, because then it would have just looked like, well, here we are a year later. Now we're going to do
Right.
the exact same thing that DC did.
Here's-
And normally Marvel is the one getting ripped off. So I'm
here's
not
the
saying it
beautiful
out
thing
loud.
to me about what Marvel did. There are things that I know for a long time Marvel hated, and that for one of those things to me was what I grew up on, and that's the Clone Saga for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
my
so
God, it's
that-
amazing.
That was always the redheaded stepchild of the Spider-Man verse, but it always existed. As much as they hated it, as much as they hated the decisions, it's not like that never ever happened. And Mark Miller and his Spider-Man run, his Marvel Knights Spider-Man run, he would reference Ben Reilly here or there, and that's something that I like is that, despite everything, all of our stories are still good.
Right.
Whereas I'm talking to some of my casual DC fans, and they're like reading the new Batgirl, and they're like, well, I don't really understand. Like, I guess Barbara Gordon, she still got shot, but not really, and
yeah.
they were
Yeah,
kind
it-
of confused on some things. So I think,
Yeah, that was a little confusing as well. They haven't
Yeah.
really quite revealed that
Yeah.
yet.
yeah,
Well, it's kind of like what I got into when I was saying about the New 52, especially with the Superman books. Before that whole, BMO is mad. BMO's not happy. That's how he feels.
why'd you sell Star Wars?
Yeah, exactly. No, no, but I got into the whole the whole Superman angle. Of course, Action Comics 1, and the new Superman book and all. And I was like, well, I really liked that run right up to it. It was one of my favorite runs of Superman because when you had
Right.
JMS writing stuff and just writing some really good stories and doing some fun stuff, and then it's like, oh well, we're just gonna flip him and give him a really cool, red underwearless suit and send him on his way. And I was like, well, I kind of feel like a cheat
Okay,
in a way.
I like
Yeah.
that they're getting rid of the underwear outside costumes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
if
have
there
to
was
agree with
one
that.
thing that they could have done right, they got rid of the damn underwear outside. I see you
come
frowning
on.
over there.
I'm
Come
most
on.
upset. I don't care about that underwear thing, but I'm upset about them changing Power Girl's costume.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
they
that was
should
I
have-
think we
definitely-
can all agree that Power Girl's costume being changed is a travesty.
I saw
breaks
that.
my heart.
It was
It's a
part of the
tragedy.
character.
I was like-
It was part of the character. They wasn't just
Yeah. I was really upset
There
when they
was
changed
part
the,
Supergirl's
the window to
costume
the world.
as
If
well.
anything.
So
Two worlds.
so yeah,
I
I don't agree with
did I
that.
make that bad joke? I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't apologize for it.
Oh, good.
So.
Okay, so
What do you think about that?
about them changing
What Power Girl's
costume?
outfit?
Like in comics, they have, some people will argue that they want women to be more covered up in comics, and some people will argue that they like things the way they are. What do you think about that, Jason?
It wasn't so much female characters in comics. It was just Power Girl, because that wasn't just, she's wearing the costume with the hole and you can see her cleavage. It was actually part of the character. She established earlier that she wanted to put something there, but she never did put anything there, and she just left it there. And she didn't care that people looked. If they want to be idiots and look, then fine. I didn't mind so much. other characters, let's say Vampirella, that makes no damn sense.
See, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that's why. The only reason that I bought Power Girl issues is because of her costume. I'm like, that looks awesome. I'll pick up that cover.
I did like that, but also like Amanda Connor's artwork because she did a really good job on her run on that comic. It was funny. The art was very. It was one of my wife's favorite comics during that time too. But yes, I didn't appreciate them. I actually don't like the new costume.
I hate it. It just looks awful to me.
Yeah, it looks like an Evangelion suit.
Speaking of awful costumes, since we're talking about Marvel now, Miss Marvel's new costume.
Yeah.
What the
Marvel's
hell
new
is
haircut.
It's more of a classic.
I don't know if I'm digging that costume.
Oh, it's like
man.
seriously.
It does almost look kind of like, I don't know. It's just not meshing with me.
Yeah, I can see why.
It's just not. The haircut is too much. There's going to be lots of changes. I mean, I think that one picture of the one page they have for the new Avengers comic with Cannonball and Captain America.
Are you talking Avenging X-Men?
No, it's not Avenging X-Men. It's the team that's got Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Cannonball, and Captain America on it. I thought that was just Avengers.
Uncanny Avengers.
Uncanny Avengers.
There we go.
That's what I was
Oh
thinking.
my gosh.
Yeah, but Cap's got a new costume. It looks like armor. I'm okay with that.
That looks awesome.
Kind of resembles the first movie's costume a little bit.
Not a big fan of Scarlet Witch's new costume.
Oh, of course not.
They just didn't put much effort in that. They just threw a hood on her and
They're
she's
like,
good to go.
they made
Neither
it.
did-
It's like
neither
both
did
companies
Rogues.
sat down and they're like, how can we make all of our female all of our female characters costumes 50% less sexy?
No, it started off with making some of the
Or-
characters gay, so
or
I
more
guess that's where it went from there.
You know, and I said that about DC's launch where they made, Alan Scott gay. Honestly, I could give a crap what Alan Scott's doing.
Right.
Alan Scott could be on fire. God, that was kind
Well,
of
it probably
bad
is.
segue.
Oh,
Yeah. But, if they had put it to a character, I said do it to Aquaman. Make
Aquaman gay?
Make Aquaman gay. At least didn't put some other interest into damn Aquaman. They chose
I
Alan
think
Scott.
Jeff Johns put plenty of interest into Aquaman.
Look, they used a character that no one cared about, the not Green Lantern, Alan Scott. So it was kind of like, I didn't really give a damn,
Right.
I don't think anybody gave a damn. Now, if they made, one of the biggest characters, they had done it to Superman.
What's the first thing they did with him? They killed his boyfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
Significant
basically
others
did-
in refrigerators.
Oh, we got 10 minutes. Yeah, they did the girlfriends and refrigerators thing. So there we go. We
Somewhere
have
Gail Simone is
10
gnashing her
minutes
teeth.
left in the show. So, I need to close out some of this. That's the problem here.
Are you showing? What are you looking at there?
I
Those pictures people are sending you?
please stop sending me porn,
Oh,
guys.
this is like totally random. I know you guys talk about video games sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we're gamers.
it's,
That's next.
Hold on. It's funny you say that because we're actually about to move right into video games.
But please continue, Mr. Shaw.
And joysticking.
Okay. We recently got a PS3. We traded in our Wii. I had a 360 before that. What is with the load times? Like, I plugged in
Yeah.
Dishonored last night, and it was like 20 minutes before I could actually start playing.
Because
What?
PS3s like to actually load the game onto your drive,
Right.
or the location data, because it actually loads faster when you play the games.
Sitting 20 minutes is unacceptable.
I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully next gen is going to be a lot smoother and a lot cleaner. Part of that is
Great
due
to
to
be
the
an Xbox owner, huh, MC?
Hey, I'm an Xbox owner too.
Yeah.
You never play it. Shut up.
Well, actually, I do. But I
Then
don't
why
play,
are we
I don't
not-
play it with you.
But yeah,
You don't have even.
You suck.
My co-host doesn't even have my gamer tag. Or him.
Oh,
Why
man.
are you laughing, MC? He doesn't have yours either.
Well, no.
Jerk.
but yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean,
Well-
I was like, every time I turn it on, there's always an update. I don't know. It's
That's
part
because
of-
they're afraid of getting hacked again.
well,
silliness.
part of the thing is with the PS3 too is also it's a
Oh, here we go.
what it's the way the hardware was designed for it. I mean, the cell processor and things like
Yeah.
that. It's just they consistently are always doing these
Crappy.
updates for games and things like that. Now, if it was running behind the scenes while you're playing, hey, that's great. While you can stream and play, but it was just the way and the who they built their hardware with. This next generation's looking like it's probably going to be. Hopefully, they're going to take a lot of what they took from this generation and they're going to improve it dramatically. Because I mean, it's insane. I agree with you. It's
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah.
But no, aren't we launching into joysticking?
Yeah. We need to get this out quick. We don't have much time.
Get it out quick.
Actually, we have as much time as we want to. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Well, actually, we have as much time as Luke wants us to be here. Okay, big release this week.
Trying to make you the bad guy.
Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed 3. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yes.
See, you
He's got
caught
a
that.
family to get home to. He's got a wife. He's got kids.
Okay, big release this week, Assassin's Creed 3. I got it. I started playing it. Anybody else here got AC3 yet?
I've got it. I'm only in the I'm only about the first hour of the
Guys,
I'm not gonna lie, I've devoted all my time to Halo Reach so I can get ready for Halo 4.
There we go.
game. It comes out next week.
Good
I mean,
man.
that's
Good
why
man.
that's why we're trying to get through AC3.
Okay, here's my big question. Before I pick up AC3, this is why I stopped playing and I never beat Assassin's Creed 2, is you can't like kill civilians randomly. It's really upsetting.
No, because that desinks you, sir.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Yeah.
Ezio Auditore de
It's
Firenze
terrible.
did not kill innocent people.
What's the point of killing
I'm
him?
trying to like kill him and drag him off in the corner, just like for the fun of it. Like if they like bump into, I wait there.
Don't play Grand
and
Theft
if they
Auto.
like,
Teabag 'em.
if they bump into me wrong, then I'm like, ooh, sir, that was the wrong day.
Don't play Grand
And,
Theft Auto.
Just pop them, and it would always desync me. It was doing to that last night in Dishonored. It was doing that to me too. I was killing people that were talking to me, and then it's like, your quest has failed.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to kill. You're supposed to only kill the people that are supposed to be taken out. Guards.
Yeah, because he's got friends.
I'm a child of Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, well, since you're playing AC3,
Yeah.
The kills, are they more brutal than the last two games, or is
Yes.
it just me?
They are.
Because, I mean, tomahawk in the head, and I mean
Yep.
in the head, as if in the tomahawk is here, and then it's in a brain.
I will say it this
Was
way.
awesome.
It is cool, man. I will say this one thing
mean,
I
horrible.
like. I will say I like about this title than the Ezio Auditore trilogy, as I'm starting to call it now. This one actually, it feels a little more. What's the word I'm thinking of? Cohesive. It feels a lot more cohesive in various things they're doing. I do like. I will say and I don't want to spoil.
No, we're not going to spoil anything.
Let's talk about that. Well,
our
in
initial
particular-
opinion of it. Next week we'll talk about it more.
Yeah,
Because we
I will
can't
say
spoil.
I will say the first hour of the game, about first 90 minutes to 2 hours of the game is going to throw you a little bit because it's all kind of getting history, and it's cool. But that's the only thing I could drag down a little about it is the kind of building up. But again, the game is all about. I think it's, and I'll just say it this way: if you play the game's about fathers and sons and what the sins of the father and all that. So it's really, it kind of gets philosophical. We'll talk more about that next week.
And
But
but next week, of course, we're going to be in line. We're all getting Halo 4, right?
Of course.
I guess
Those fire monsters look awesome.
maybe
Look awesome.
you're talking the Prometheans.
Maybe.
You shut up.
No,
About your
they-
maybe over there.
They all
Well, the
look-
Prometheans, that's what they
yeah,
are.
They
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
like I don't know, one of those guys.
The game, and from what every review I've read so far of H4,
Right.
which is it's apparently they decided to go ahead and let them go or drop their
They all-
block date.
They all look like Holocaust from
Age of Apocalypse.
Yep.
You know what's
Yeah.
messed up about Halo though?
What?
I was kind of disappointed that Halo 3 they said it was the last one, and I never finished Halo 3.
Oh man,
Oh, I
I
can
never
say-
finished that.
I hadn't finished it for a while, but as soon as they announced Halo 4, I went back and finished Halo 3.
Which-
But I couldn't bring myself to finish Halo 3
Yeah.
because of that. But now I'm getting a Halo 4, so I'm all happy. All right, we need to close out the show.
We got to wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Okay, so we got any plugs to do? Luke, please plug your store.
Plug the store.
Plug the store. Talk about the store. Tell them where you're located. I'll pull up all the info here.
All right, guys, we're located in Lewisville, right by the Super Target off 3040.
Also known as Hayburn Road.
Yep, Hebron Parkway.
Hayburn Parkway. For us people that live in the Denton County. I live in
Right.
the DC. Where do you live here in Lewisville or?
Yes, I do. I live over by the old high school campus.
Okay, so I live right down the road from you. I live in the Mounds.
Oh, here
Don't
they
get too
talk.
specific.
Oh,
I'm living in the
nice.
Mound now.
Guys,
pal.
don't give away your addresses or anything.
I'm not giving
Yeah.
my address right. I'm just saying I live in the Mounds.
I'm doing that later for ransom.
Shark fan might come and say hi.
Shark. Okay, we're wrapping up
Oh,
the
hey,
show.
I got
you
something
got a
real-
plug?
real
What?
quick.
Plug? Go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't get to talk about it much, but I went to
We'll have to bring you back on the
Wizard
show.
World Austin this past weekend, and there was a spontaneous dance, Gangnam style dance that erupted between all of the people that were dressed up at the show. Featured a Zangief of a very hairy man
Nice.
dancing. So if you go to my YouTube page, it's Shantified, SEAN.
We'll link it.
TIFIED. It's the most recent video. So check that out.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
I'll link it on my channel. Okay, so we're closing out the show since our producer is like, close.
Close the show. Come on.
All right, no, I want to thank Luke. Thanks again for hosting us here, man. We appreciate it. Hope we can come back sometime.
Yeah, thanks for having me tonight, guys.
Hey, let us come back in here. You can come back on whenever you want to. I'd like to also thank my buddy Sean Harder for coming on the show. Thanks, brother.
Anytime.
All right. And from MC, who's not on a microphone, I am Jason the X.
I am Professor Christopher Danger.
Sean.
We'll see you next time, guys.
And remember, Facebook.com, Untitled SCNS. Hang out with us, YouTube.com, the Untitled SCNS. Follow us on the Twitter box, Jason the X, Chris Danger Show, and Untitled SCNS. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, stay safe, have a great weekend, and keep on nerd. We'll talk to you soon.
You should do cartoons, Chris.
He was having a hard time getting out.